me go ahead. So, namaste and welcome everyone to our channel and people who are going to join us on the Zoom and the YouTube session. I am your host, Poonam, and today we are going to talk about something which is most important and many people feel, but they rarely understand about this emotional detox. So, we detox our body, we detox our home, we declutter our house, we declutter things around us, but when was the last time we detoxed our heart? The mind that carries a lot of stress, the emotions that we suppress, the wounds that we never speak about or we don't even express. So, in today's episode, it's not just a conversation, but it's a reset, a possibility of a safe space for you to breathe, release, and get healed. And to guide us through this journey, we have someone whose voice feels like calmness itself. And with us, we have the wonderful Zarine. Welcome, Zarine, to the show. And Zarine is a beautiful soul. I have known her for almost a year now. Yeah. And she is a clinical aromatherapist. Her aim is to help others find calmness, clarity, and emotional strength. And she's also transformed lives using the pure essential oils. So she just doesn't talk about all of this in healing, but what I've seen is she kind of walks through it. And today we are going to explore her journey, her wisdom, and most importantly, how we can heal too with the essential oils. So, once again, a warm welcome to you, Zareen. And I would like to know, how are you feeling stepping into this space today, Zareen?
Hi, Poonam. Thank you again. I'm just so grateful to have the opportunity to be able to have this conversation with you, as well as any of the others that are joining us online or live as well, because I think this is a good opportunity, especially for us now at any time in your life. This is one of the biggest things. Like, as you mentioned, like we detox so many other areas of our lives that our heart and our emotions and our feelings are something that we should be detoxing and cleansing to be able to support ourselves. And this is something that I've learned all my life, but I think I've put into a lot more practice over the past couple years from my own journey and just being able to be guided by others and then also being guided by my own self and following that through.
Well, thanks a lot, Zareen. And a very important thing, which I always tell even to my students and participants, is the guidance, because you get guided through your mentors, through your people that you're connected with, and also sometimes you're being just intuitively, divinely guided through. And thanks for bringing that point, Zareen. So, one other thing which I would like to kind of understand, Zareen, is for you as a woman, as a healer, what does emotional detox truly mean?
So for me, it means more returning to yourself,
Hmm.
allowing the body to be able to breathe again, um, whether we realize it or not. Especially as women, we hold on to so many other emotions. And even as healers, one of the biggest things is being able to let go of other emotions and not hold those or absorb those in. And that's where understanding how our nervous system works, understanding how we're allowed to release things that don't serve us and that aren't ours to carry, because I think as women we carry so many things that are not our own, and it's just understanding that and being able to let go of that is one of the biggest things. So I think being able to let go of like that fear, the pressure, the grief, all of those old patterns, just being able to let some of them go and being able to soften back into our own natural rhythm, our own breath.
Wow, that's so powerful. And the key thing, returning back to yourself. And the other point which you have brought in is also, which I think I'm always been reminded, we carry so many emotions of others which do not even belong to us. So there has to be a way for us to just let it go, just let it be around. So thanks for sharing that, Zareen. And I think many of the listeners who are listening to us right now, who are holding these emotions just like those quiet suitcases, heavy, but hidden. They look fine from outside, but inside they are all tired. And if I can see, we have almost a couple of people joining us on the YouTube and a couple of them already on the Zoom. So if you feel that you're connected with this, I just want you to go ahead and type 100% in the comments and the chat window. So I know that you're able to resonate with what Zareen has mentioned and how it's really kind of making us feel that we carry so much of burden within us. So as we move in this part of the journey, I want to go a little bit deeper. And if it's okay for you to kind of also go ahead and share about something about your personal story, because I understand healing is very powerful when it's real. So, what was that emotional burden, Zareen, you personally carried for years? And then when did you realize this needs to be released?
Yeah. Um, I think for me, so I had been diagnosed with cancer in 2024, at the beginning of 2024. And I think that's when I realized that the strength and that, like, that persona of being strong for everyone, and just being able to let go and release a lot of that. And it's
Mm-hmm.
something that is constantly being worked on, like every day. And that's where I have my own mentors and my own healers that I'm working with on this journey as well too. And it's being able to let go of the emotions, understanding what they are and just sitting with them and realizing that, okay, if it is coming through from past lives or other traumas that are there, to be
Mm-hmm.
able to know that they need to be let go from behind me. They're not mine to carry. They need to be just released and let go of. And the ones that I am creating for myself, intentionally or unintentionally, also have to be stopped, let go, and released, because I've always said this, is that our emotions, when it comes into our body and our aches and creates this dis-ease, it's because it's at the last stage. That's where it's the last part of it, telling your body, is saying, listen to me, listen to me. And even for myself, it was always like, even as like a woman, as a mother, I think it's always been, okay, your yourself last kind of thing. And that's where putting yourself first and foremost is not selfish. It is something that is self-preservation. Like, people say, okay, self-love, self-care, but I think it's self-preservation, because I think we don't always realize how much emotion we hold on to internally, and then it comes into our body, it comes into disease, and it comes into your heart. And that's where, when people actually listen to their gut, their souls, and understand that, they will feel that and be able to release that heaviness. um, I think we'll go into it a little bit later, where we might do like a little bit of practice, but it's maybe just even closing your eyes and just understanding that, where do you feel that heaviest part of your body? Where do you feel that heaviness? And being able to let it go. Because I think for everything and everyone is so different, that you know your own body the best. And just allowing yourself to understand that and release that, because there shouldn't have to be guilt or responsibility or pressure to feel that it's all yours, right? That's why you have a village, you have a community, rely on them, and understand that things can become softened. Allow yourself to be more grounded and just soften to feel yourself.
Mhm. Thanks. And while you were saying, I really love this word self preservation, and it's not being selfish.
Yeah.
That's such a powerful thing, because when you start reserving time for yourself, looking for yourself, it really creates a lot of value before that emotion getting stuck and hit into your physical body and then causing health issues. And thank you for sharing this, Zareen, and being so vulnerable about sharing about your health and how things are really working out for you and where you really find those emotions to be there. And again, I know many listeners are able to connect through that, how these diseases at times materialize into our physical body because of these emotions which are stuck within.
Yeah.
That's very important to identify. And as Sareen mentioned, just doing a quick part to understand which part of your body is feeling that heaviness. So thank you for sharing that quick tip as well, Zareen. Now, I would like to understand how have essential oils entered into your life? Were they kind of pushed by somebody, like, no, you have to go ahead and do it? Or was it your own intuitive guidance to get into essential oils? How did they come into your life?
So they actually came into my life in 2014. I've always been into like natural and holistic remedies. So 2014 is when I was introduced to doTERRA's essential oils when I was pregnant with my first. And it was something that I was just drawn to. And for me, I was always just using them as like a consumer and as like a customer, and just using the oils and different things that I could use them for. And I didn't even realize, I guess looking back now, some of the blends that I was using, like the On Guard blend, which is the protective blend, right? There are so many different things that you can use these essential oils for
Mm-hmm.
that are more than just for breathing in an aroma or for something that smells good. They're so much deeper than that. And that's where, when we look at the science behind an essential oil, right? These aromatic compounds, they reach like the limbic system, the emotional processing center. And that's where they're so powerful. And that's where, for some of them, I would say On Guard has probably been my constant since 2014. I've never wavered from that. That's probably been like my favorite and the constant. But I would say there's always been other oils that have come in and out of my life at different times based off of what I'm using them for. So, for example, one of the healers had recommended that I should always be doing like salt baths for
Mm-hmm.
energy cleansing, for cleaning. And this is something that, whether you're a healer or whether you're just a regular person, right? Like, it doesn't matter. But this is where using these essential oils in your day to day life is something that is going to change you
Mm-hmm.
and be able to support you. And you will notice shifts. Some people notice shifts immediately. Some people notice shifts over a period of time, and that's okay. Everyone is different. And that's where, like, I always carry like some of the oils with me, where like lavender is one of my favorite ones and is used in my salt bath. So lavender, tea tree, and we'll talk about some of them later, but it's always also about the quality of the essential oils that you want to use. Where over the years, I've used a variety of different brands, different oils, but I've always come back to doTERRA's essential oils specifically
Mm-hmm.
because of the purity and the potency. Because when we're talking about these oils and using them, we want to be using them for the emotional support, but we also
Mm-hmm.
want to make sure that we're not adding toxins to our body when we're trying to detox. So that's where we want to make sure that we're using the right essential oils as well.
Great. And thanks for sharing that, Serene, because I have also personally always been using the On Guard, and I also go ahead and use the tea tree. And the next one that I have been started to using is the adaptive. So it has really helped a lot to me since the time I have met you, almost been a year. And I can see that, I mean, so adaptives bringing that calmness and peacefulness for me every day. So thank you for sharing it, Zareen. And what I also understand and have seen is that when we talk about aroma being scientifically working, what I've observed is that when we kind of smell it, and as I've said, it just not feel good, but also it works to our brain. So what I have understood is that it goes straight to our emotional brain, which is into our limbic system, and it kind of helps us to release those feel good chemicals like serotonin and dopamine, and it helps us to calm, relax the nervous system, and improve the mood fast. But not only that, what I've also observed is that it also helps us energetically because that scent has a vibration. And the essential oils from doTERRA are very pure, where that vibration, as we inhale, as we apply, as we use it, it starts matching the frequency, helping us to release a lot of stuck emotions and heaviness. So, Zareen, what I would also like to kind of understand is I know everyone listening out here is there, and you have mentioned about doTERRA, but can you share a few of the oils for, say, anxiety, maybe overthinking, or any of the other common aspects of things where
Yeah.
people can kind of use it?
Yeah, so I guess a couple of things. There are some of the most common ones is for anxiety. You mentioned the adaptive blend. The adaptive blend has wild orange, it has copaiba, uh, it has quite a few different essential oils in it where it's completely curated
Mhm.
specifically to help with adapting to change, stress, anxiety, to be able to help with being able to use these oils. And that's where, with some of the oils, like the way that you can use them is I'd shown you like with a roller bottle, or sorry, this one's just a dropper bottle where it has a dropper on it. So this one you can either add a drop into the palm of your hand
Mhm.
and rub it together and just breathe it in, or one of the other ways that I love to use them is with the roller bottles, you're actually able to just apply them into the areas that you're wanting them to be supporting. So, for example, if you're wanting to do peppermint for just opening up the airways, just getting that attention burst and boost, you can
Mhm.
apply it onto your temples, the back of the neck. It automatically creates a nice cooling effect. There's other ones like Roman chamomile, wild orange. So again, depending on your budget, maybe one part of it, depending on what your aromatic preferences are, because each of the essential oils have different chemical constituents in them. But depending on if you, for example, if you don't like lavender, some people don't like lavender. You can use cedarwood or you can use petite grain, which have the same chemical constituents for the calming ability, but a different aromatic profile. So that way you're still getting the same benefits of an essential oil, but it suits what you're looking for. Some of the other ones that I love are lemon, just super simple. Lemon is a great one for detoxification, for cleansing, and it can be used topically, it can be used aromatically, it can be used for cleaning your counters. And then just breathing that aroma in as well too. So that's where there's so many different things that you can use. One of the highest vibration essential oils is rose.
Wow.
It is also one of the most expensive ones, but even just a drop, you'll notice the changes in your system. It is such an amazing heart opener, one of the most beautiful essential oils. So if you can get your hands on pure rose essential oil, you'll notice amazing changes in frequencies. Then another one that I like is if you're finding that you're lacking abundance in your life,
Mhm.
cedarwood, wild orange, those are two very cost effective ones. And just either adding a drop or two each and maybe just applying it across your heart center, it's a great one for creating abundance and creating that liveliness in your life that you might be looking for. So we can always open it up to questions, like if people have questions afterwards, or always like reach out to myself, reach out to Poonam. We're here to answer anything. So if there's something specific that you're looking for, we can guide you through and find the perfect oil for you.
Yeah, that's absolutely right, Zarine. And for thanks for breaking that onto the reminder for people in case if they have any questions or they're looking for forward for something more. Definitely, we will kind of go ahead and get into those information. So, thanks for sharing these details about which oils are going to really help people in their day-to-day life, because I know everybody is struggling with a lot of anxiety, stress, abundance aspect of things, and a lot of confusion which is happening around. So if someone is listening with a heavy heart right now, maybe eyes tired, mindful, and just tight, so what is that one simple aroma ritual that can make them feel lighter within minutes? So, Sarin, would you be able to share some one aroma ritual that people can implement?
Yeah, just add a drop onto the palm of your hand, whether it's a roller bottle or any of the oils, add a drop. Just close your eyes and just take 5 deep breaths with that oil around your face, like make a little scent tent and just close your eyes and just breathe. You're breathing in the aroma. The aroma is automatically changing. Your emotions, your hormones are all being affected by that. And your breath helps steady and regulate you. So just even spending 1 minute, whether it's morning, afternoon, evening, at any time. It could be before you walk into a big meeting. It could be anything that helps you support yourself to give you that calm and that centering effect. So, any essential oil that you have chosen, keep that beside you, whether it's adaptive or wild orange or any of the oils. Keep it beside you and just be able to have that so that you're able to create that stability and that calmness at any point in time with just 1 minute.
Well, thank you for sharing this, Zarine, and I hope the listeners who are with us are definitely going to practice it around with the essential oils of doTERRA. So I know, Zarine, you have healed yourself, you have helped others a lot, and this is the most beautiful journey, like transformation to service. So, and I also know that you were a part of the corporate organization earlier, and then you're now into the working with oils and helping people. So, like, I would like to kind of understand that part of the journey, and then why did you choose doTERRA? What makes it really so different? And has it helped you to create income which is aligned with your purpose and heart?
Yeah. So I guess one of the things is, yes, so I've been like kind of corporate, probably been corporate for 10, 15 years
Mm-hmm.
uh, and stuff, and then shifted over to the wellness space. And that's where I think one of the things that we have to realize is that healing begins the moment that you start slowing down and just giving yourself that enough time to pause and listen to yourself again. So that's kind of where I think the journey with doTERRA and with essential oils had always kind of been something in the back of my mind and had always been something in my heart that this is something that I wanted to take forward. I've always loved helping people or being able to guide people in the right way to be their best selves
Mm-hmm.
and find that support system. So that's where I think healing is an ongoing journey. It's not something that you can say, okay, I've healed and I'm great, I'm done. I think it's something that's like, it's always ongoing. And that's where finding something that serves your purpose of what you're looking for, whether it's for yourself, whether you're using these oils just for emotional support, or whether you're using them to guide yourself through the healing process, or whether you're using them as an income stream to do that for yourself and others. There's so many different opportunities. And that's where initially for myself, it was using these oils just for myself. And then I had then been given the opportunity, presented the opportunity, okay, do you want to take this further and do this as a business? And that's when I said, okay, I should have thought of this earlier. And why didn't I? So looking back, hindsight's 2020, but you're where you are and you have your own path. But that's where now my main purpose is to be able to guide people to either integrate these oils into their daily lives
Mm-hmm.
or and also be able to use these oils to create a financial path for themselves and others to be able to do the same. And that's where doTERRA has a beautiful opportunity to allow that. And that's where you're not just partnering with doTERRA. When you sign up to purchase these oils, you're partnering with you, you're partnering with me, you're partnering with doTERRA, you're partnering with whoever has guided you to this journey. And that's where it's always, I recommend, okay, don't just go to the doTERRA website and buy an oil. Find the right person that is going to guide you through that journey to be able to provide you that education support, that emotional support, that support that you are not going to find just by going to the website directly. Because yes, you can buy the oils, but once you have the oils, what are you going to do with them? How are you going to take them to the next level to make sure that they're serving you and the purpose that you need, whether it's emotional or financial or spiritual? There's so many different ways to do that. So that's where I always recommend partnering with a wellness advocate to make sure that they're guided down that right path. And that's where, for anyone that's joined on this call, I think we have a form to share out with them for them to be able to understand how they can get started on this journey, to be able to have another secondary call, a one on one call, to be able to understand which oils are going to be the best ones for them, and to be able to have that continuous education that comes along with it and that support, because I understand that some people are very independent and others love to be handheld and guided through different journeys, and everyone has their own path.
Right.
But it's being able to find that support system, and that's where we're here to be able to give you that pathway to connection. That's what I guess we're basically here to do.
Great. And thanks for sharing that, Zarine, because I really loved it. That it's not just healing yourself, because when you start transforming yourself from within, you're able to radiate more of those energies for people around you, your family, your friends, your clients, and maybe many, many more people, because it it's not just supporting you, but it's not just the heart aspect, or it's not just your part of the energies, but also the livelihood that I've seen people really working through. And it's kind of a satisfaction, because I have been now with you since almost a year, and the kind of support that we get in terms of as a community working across. And if you're stuck anywhere, how do we really move ahead? How do we use the oils for our day-to-day things? And it's more of prevention than getting into a cure mode also, that I have seen. Because when you start using them in more of a preventive way, it starts helping you, of course, get much better at your energy levels, and eventually at your health perspective also. So a model where the more you heal others, and the more abundance flows back to you, is what I can really connect with, Zareen. And so it's so fantastic to know about that. So for people listening right now, some want emotional healing, some want financial transformations, and maybe some want both of this. So what is that one step for someone who wants to use oils for personal healing, or for even for getting a purpose driven income? What would you recommend, Zareen? Because I've already shared the form on the chat and also on the comment section. But what else would you really want them to come up with, a mindset or any of these things?
I would say start with an intention. So find out what your intention is for the
Mhm.
oils to start with. It may change, and that's okay in the future, and that's perfectly fine. But I would say just setting an intention for what you want to see for yourself, finding that clarity, and just making that first step towards emotional, financial empowerment, and being
Mhm.
able to take that first step and then allow the journey to just guide you.
Okay. So that's very important. I think for anything that you want to work with, the intention is the first and the foremost aspect of what is that is driving you to get this going. And as Zareen mentioned, it can also be for your own personal use, because both of us have tried, tested these oils first on ourselves, so that we're confident about it. And we're confident about it. Zareen, of course, is doing it since 2014 and a longer time. I've started off it since last couple of years, and only after implementing it, learning it, and how it is bringing the shifts, is where we both are bringing this to the larger set of the audience. So I'm definitely sure you all don't have to worry, because it's a trusted aspect of things where we have implemented it on ourselves, and we have seen the results, and that's where we're going to take it forward. So as you have the intention, so one other thing which I also want to understand, Zareen, is like what is the kind of efforts and things that people would really need to spend if they are looking for using or working with essential oils more as a part of the business and helping more people?
Yeah. So if you're looking to first use the oils, find what your budget may be, right? You can start with India. With a lot of the markets now, there's no membership fee. So even if you're starting with one essential oil, start with something that's going to support you, that will allow you to create that belief in the essential oils, because that trust that you have will come from us. But once you actually start seeing the transformations yourself, being able to choose one oil or a kit of oils. So if your budget allows, one of the best things that I would recommend is doTERRA has curated kits where there's a top 10 essential oils kit, and that also includes frankincense, one of the most expensive and one of the most beautifully vibrationally essential oils. So I would recommend starting with that kit if you're able to. That kit, either you can have it with a diffuser, it comes with the fractionated coconut oil, as well as I recommend starting with one of the Essential Oil Life books as well too, where that allows you to read through what each of the oils are, and it gives you the opportunity to also identify what other oils and what other areas of your life you can integrate oils into. Once you've started with even that kit of the top 10 essential oils, where that investment usually is around 13,000 rupees, plus or minus depending on if you want like the diffuser, if you want the book, other things as well too. And that would be your first investment. That those 10 essential oils can last you a couple months. They could last you even a year depending on how often you're using them or which ones you're finding are your favorites. Because it comes with On Guard, it comes with Breathe, it comes with lemon, lavender, peppermint, frankincense, digestin. There's so many different essential oils that are there that I would say that is the essential oil package that you should start with, unless there's something specific that you're looking for. And again, then reach out to us to be able to guide you as to which oils you may want to start with. And you can customize these oils. And that's where, when we talk about using the oils, you may say, okay, but I can buy that essential oil for 100 rupees at the pharmacy. Why would I buy it through you or through doTERRA when I can do that? And that's where lavender essential oil is one of the most adulterated essential oils in the industry, where people try to sell it for cheaper than water. That's where it's scary. And that's where you see a lot of the side effects that might be coming in. There's chemicals, adulteration. And that's where you want to make sure that if you're investing in your health and if you're investing in changing yourself and making that healing for yourself, invest in something that is going to be worthwhile and is going to support you along that journey. So that's where we only recommend doTERRA's essential oils. If you're looking, if budget is something that is concerned, partner up with someone, maybe split a kit, find what's going to be cost effective for you. But that's where your investment in these oils will not go wasted. It is an investment for your future and for you to be able to use these and to be able to share them going forward. So that's where I would recommend, that's probably one of the best investments that I would recommend starting with. If you are going to choose to do the business side, then I would definitely recommend either that top 10 kit, or they have that top 10 kit as a 15 ml bottle. So that's where it's not the 5 ml versions, it's the same essential oils, but just the 15 ml size, which allows you then to be able to have a better opportunity to share those essential oils, to give out some samples to other people that can then use these oils as well, then to be able to purchase a kit or collection through you. And that's where one
Mhm.
of the things that we're also offering is that if you're deciding to do this investment in yourself and you want to take this business forward, we want to make sure that you're fully supported with the education side of that. So anyone that is going to be signing up this month through us will be able to have access to a $100 US dollar course for understanding the essential oils. So if that's something that interests you, highly recommend reaching out to us. This is something that we can offer you as well to guide you through um, the journey, to be able to understand a little bit more of the science behind the oils. And that gives you a certification as well. So that allows you to have a certification that you can share out on your social media pages, out on other areas, or if you have an office, put it up in your office. So that way people are able to understand that, okay, this person's maybe not just sharing the oils, they're using them themselves, they've seen a transformation, and they're also certified to be able to understand maybe a little bit more of the science side of the oils. So that's something that I highly recommend you take that opportunity for you, because we're here to guide you and give you everything we can offer you because we want to see you succeed.
Thanks for sharing that, Zarine, in such a detail about how and what the steps can be. I just have one question that's come up here for me. Uh, they would just like to understand, if they pick up the business side of the doTERRA, uh, what does an income look like for them, or how would it be like?
Yeah. So it depends on, I would say, again, set that intention, find what you want your income to look like. Say, for example, if you want your income to be an extra 25,000 rupees a month, then we would sit down to say, okay, this is what you require to do to get to that 25,000 rupees. doTERRA has a lot of added bonuses and incentives and matching that they also offer. So
Mhm.
depending on what your income, what you would like your income to look like, and that can be different for everyone. Some people may say 25,000 rupees is a lot. That would be, I would be very happy to earn 25,000 rupees a month. Or some people may say, no, that doesn't fit my lifestyle. I want to be earning 1 lakh rupees a month. So, depending on, again, what your income goals are, we would make sure we sit down with you. And this is something that a lot of people say, okay, but it should be easy. No, I think that's sometimes the misconception is like you have to work towards your intentions and your goals, whether it's with your own healing or whether it's with your own financial abundance that you're creating. You have to work towards those. So you can't say, I want to earn 3 lakhs by the end of the month and then not do anything. So that's where it's when you partner with us, we will be there to guide you, to mentor you, to push you, to make sure that you're reaching those goals that you're setting for yourself. So you will allow you to say, okay, this is what we want to do. The income cap is endless. So if you're wanting to earn 6 lakhs a month, if you're wanting to earn more than that, right? Like the opportunities are endless. It's up to you to commit to what you want, and we will push you and run with you through that.
No, thanks for sharing it, Zareen. And I think the audience got the answer that they're looking for as well, because based on the question that I had. And I think it's not just with this, but with any kind of work that we do, consistency is the most important part. So once you set the intention, you have to be consistently taking the right actions to move towards achieving that goal. And if you lose on the consistency, or if you just think it's like a magic or something which is like a magic wand, I don't think that magic wand would exist in this way. Yes, it can become a magic wand if you consistently spend your efforts in the initial days to get yourself streamlined, get yourself accustomed to this, and then you're able to go ahead and take it. And I think that's where the journey then becomes smoother and easier. But to start with, consistency is needed, time is needed for you to understand through and go through those things. So thank you, Zareen, for sharing this and being very honest, because I think people might be with that misconception, as you said, that it's like just a magic wand. But let me tell you, everything that we do in our life is because of the consistent efforts that we're doing. Whether we're thinking good consistently, we get into good results. Consistently thinking negative, we get into the negative aspects as well. So it's been said, energy flows where your thoughts are. So it's important, and that's where uh, Zareen and I would work with you to make sure that we channelize your thoughts, channelize your energies in a way which is helping you to materialize your intentions related to health or related to your wealth aspect of things. Thank you for sharing that, Zareen. So, to everyone listening out, if you have any further questions, just let me know, because we are here. And just for everybody, I want to let you know that you are not weak for having emotions. You are human. And healing is not about erasing the past, but it is about freeing the heart so you can enter the future. And Zareen, thank you for being with us here. And I would like to know what would be those last two or three things that you would want to share with our audience here. And for people who would like to know more and want to connect about this, we are sharing the Google Form link in the comments and the chat window. So you can kind of go ahead, submit it so we can personally reach out to you, understand your intention, and help you go ahead and do that. Oh, yeah, Max is here. Max would like to share a testimony. Yes, go ahead, Max. Let me kind of help you to Max. Yes, I'm unmuting you, Max. So just go ahead. Yeah.
Thank you so much for doing this call today. I think I needed to hear from you girls. Um, Zareen walked into my life over 3 years ago. I
Mm-hmm.
had a bakery and cafe, just to let everybody know. We shut that down, and this is what I'm doing with my life. I found alignment with this. The way she worked with me to change how I was feeling, to first acknowledge, and this is the thing about this call today is so important, that you're feeling something, it's okay to have those feelings, acknowledge them, find out where they're coming from. Tap into your shadows, all the things that are coming up, and find out what your triggers are. So I'm so grateful that you had this call today. And Sareen worked with me when I was down, every time I've been down. And I know how committed she is to supporting every one of us. Even though she's got 4 kids, by the way. That's not an easy thing to be, for a mom to look after one child is a big deal. But this lady is like, God bless her. She's a superwoman. We all love her. And I'm really, really grateful to have her in my life. And she has been with me every step of the way. So you can't get better guidance than this. Just wanted to say I'm really grateful.
Great. Thanks for sharing that, Max. And I agree. The guidance that we get as a community out here really helps us a lot. And we have seen a lot of people transforming, shifting, and getting into this just as a full time, as you have spoken about it, Max. So thank you for sharing it. Thanks a lot. Thank you. So over to you, Zareen. What would be those last 2 or 3 things that you would want to share with our audience here?
Yeah, I think I'm just so grateful. Thank you for the opportunity to be able to share my story and share whatever words I can impart on everyone. Thank you, Max, for the beautiful gratitude as well. I would say, again, coming back to your intention, setting that intention, just sit with yourself and listen to yourself and understand that that emotion that you're holding on to, not every emotion has to be stored in your heart. Allow it to be released, allow it to be let go, and allow whatever you've learned through your journey to be shared with others so that way they can also understand and be able to guide others through their own journeys. So finding your own path and setting that intention, becoming so clear on what you want to do for yourself and for others, because I think everyone's sole purpose on this earth is to help and to love and to share. How we do that is up to ourselves, but I think that's one of the biggest things that we can all do for others.
Great. Thanks for sharing that, Zareen. And for audience who are listening to me, I would like to tell you that next month on the 14th of December, I have a live event at JW Marriott SB Road, Pune. And you all who participate and register for the event would also be experiencing these essential oils. So I would really want you to go ahead and register. You would have seen some of those onto the screen. And if you need more information, please reach out to me, because definitely this one day of the 14th of December, which is kind of an energy alignment day as well, because it's very auspicious day in terms of how the universe is going to be working. So we are going to be kind of sharing some of those essential oils during that event as well. And that is going to be like first ever time that I'm bringing it for my participants and for my students. So I would just kind of invite you to register and join us to experience this essential oils too. So any other things you would like to add on, Zareen?
Nothing else. I guess just make one last thing. So start with your intention and complete the form so that we can start guiding you through the next steps. We'd love to have each of you participating and be a part of our lives.
Yes. Yeah, I'm so we welcome everybody to join us and live a happy, healthy, and a wealthy life, because that's the mission that I'm on to help people live a happy, healthy, wealthy life. And that's a community that we're building as a group. So thank you everyone for joining us. We have put in the forms, and you can also kind of reach out to me on my WhatsApp number, and we will guide you for the things forward. So thanks, Zareen. Thanks, Max, for those testimonial. And it was nice hosting you today, Zareen. Thank you.
Thank you.